In a world where the sea was a battlefield, the Barbarossa brothers appeared as invincible ghosts, two clever captains who escaped from Lesbos, transforming from pirates into Ottoman generals. With cunning and blood, they turned Algeria and Tunisia into fortresses challenging the Spanish Empire. This is not a legend, but a game of death and loyalties in an era ignited by flames among the great powers. From spoils to betrayals, how will two men rewrite the history of the Mediterranean? Chapter 1. Lesbos Island, the birthplace of pirates and divisions. At the beginning of the 10th century Hijri, the island of Lesbos, Mytilene, was under Byzantine control before being seized by the Republic of Venice in the year 1169 Hijri. The island was a cultural and commercial meeting point between the eastern and western Mediterranean, inhabited by a mixture of Greek Orthodox and Ottoman Turks fleeing unrest in Asia Minor. The Yaqub Aga family, one of the Turkish merchants on the island, practiced maritime trade between Syria and southern Italy. The sons, Uruj Rais, originally Uruj bin Yaqub, and Kader Rais, later Khidr al-Din Barbarossa, learned Turkish at home and Greek from neighbors, giving them a unique bargaining skill. Uruj, the older, was a young captain with leadership charisma, while Khayr al-Din, the younger, tended to read and was proficient in multiple languages. The family was not strictly religious, but maintained the appearance of Islam to avoid problems with the Venetian authorities. Chapter 2. From Pirates to Ottoman Soldiers. At the end of the 9th century Hijri, the Barbarossa brothers began operating as independent pirates in the Aegean Sea, exploiting the conflicts between Venice and the Ottoman Empire. In the year 910 Hijri, they joined other pirates in the eastern Mediterranean, but they were not officially subject to the Safavid state, as is often claimed. In the year 918 Hijri, after Sultan Selim III took power, the brothers sent a message to Istanbul offering their services in exchange for protection of their family from retaliation by rival pirates. The Sultan agreed and sent them an armed ship and a license to attack Christian ships. Their motivation was not ideological but practical. "The Ottomans pay gold, while the Spaniards kill pirates," said Uruj to his captain Mustafa bin Yaqub. Chapter 3. The Testimony of Uruj and the Ascension of Khayr al-Din. In June 924 Hijri, the Spanish commander Destiado besieged the city of Algiers with an army of 10,000 soldiers. Uruj of the resistance led himself, but he was seriously wounded during the Battle of Tlemcen. Khayr al-Din carried him to the Algiers fortress, where before he died, he said to him, "Trust no one but the sea and seek support from the new Suleiman." In the year 926 Hijri, after Suleiman the lawgiver took power, Khayr al-Din sent a letter to Istanbul requesting military support, indicating that Algeria is a gateway to control the Mediterranean Sea. Suleiman agreed and wrote in the decree, "You are the Wali of Algeria, and we will send you 2,000 soldiers and 40 cannons." Chapter 4. Naval Warfare Tactics. When the sea turns into a battlefield, the brothers exploited the Spaniards' lack of coordination. While Aruj was attacking the main tower with 12 cannons, Khayr al-Din raided the port with fast boats loaded with gunpowder, resulting in the destruction of 7 Spanish ships in the Battle of Algiers, 922 Hijri. The Spanish sailor Pedro de la Cruz states in his memoirs, "They came from all directions as if the sea itself was attacking us." The fleet included Turks, forming the core leadership, Arabs and Berbers, making up 40% of the crews, speaking a common language of Turkish and Arabic words, and Jews and converted Christians, such as the Jewish engineer Musa Cohen from Cordoba and the former Italian captain Andrea Galeotto. Chapter 5. Algeria. From colony to maritime capital. When the brothers took over Algeria, they found a small port and a dilapidated fortress. Urug ordered the expansion of the dock using stones from existing Spanish buildings, not from Christian monasteries. In the year 1932 Hijri, Khayr al-Din established training centers for navigation science and a clinic for treating the wounded, but the idea of a school of astronomy and maps is not documented. The residents' reaction varied between welcoming from the Berber traders and protesting by the farmers against the new Ottoman taxes. In the village of Bufarik, Sheikh Abdul Rahman led demonstrations against conscription, and Khayr al-Din responded by executing him and hanging his body at the castle gate. Chapter 6. Two aspects of the leader: the rise of the reformer and Khayr al-Din, the diplomat. Aruj personal growth life. He was married to a Greek woman named Maria, who gave birth to one child. However, the details of his son's death in the Battle of Preveza, 945 Hijri, are not accurate, as Aruj died in 924 Hijri. He was known for his generosity towards soldiers, distributing spoils after each raid and personally tending to the wounded. Khayr al-Din's personal life. Khayr al-Din married two women, the first from a Turkish family in Istanbul and the second from a Bedouin family in Tunis. He possessed diplomatic intelligence, often sending gifts to priests in Sicily to avoid attacks. In a letter preserved in the Venice archive, a Spanish captain wrote, "The sea belongs to everyone, so why don't we agree on trade routes instead of war?" Chapter 7. The death of the two lions and the extinction of the sea's flame. Khayr al-Din Barbarossa died in Istanbul in the year 953 Hijri, after he stopped sailing due to old age. He was buried in a shrine beside the sea, but the Spanish historian López de Gomara doubted this, saying, "He was perhaps buried in Algeria, and they made the shrine here to deceive enemies." A setback in leadership for his nephew Suleiman Barbarossa, who lacked experience, leading to the loss of Tunisia in the year 1282 Hijri. The Ottoman historian Sheikh Zadeh says, "After the death of Khayr al-Din, the sea became open to the enemy." Chapter 8. Tunisia, the gateway to the Christian Empire. In the year 941 Hijri Chi, Khayr al-Din invaded Tunis after discovering that its ruler, Moulay al-Hassan, was sending information about the movements of the Ottoman fleet to Emperor Charles V. Tunis was close to the island of Sicily and had a large natural harbour. After its occupation, Khayr al-Din turned it into a base for launching attacks on the Spanish and Italian coasts, forcing Charles V to sign a peace treaty with the Ottomans in the year 947 Hijri. Chapter 9. Multiple perspectives. From the sea to the shore. The Ottoman vision. The Ottoman historian Naima described in his book Al-Ibar fi Kabarman Gabar. The two brothers, Barbarossa Nurayn, were protectors of the state, restoring control over the Islamic West from the hands of the infidels. The European vision. Emperor Charles V wrote in his memoirs, "I feared no enemy as much as I feared the two red lions who turned the sea into a trap for us. Here the two lions have departed, but the echo of their battles still echoes in the Mediterranean storms. From pirates to legend, they left behind a sea divided between fear and love. Were they saviors or destroyers? History answers. Victory is always written by those who dare to challenge the waves."